What's up, movie lovers? I'm Mike, and this is Gotta Love Them Movies. You guys, welcome back to Gotta Love Them Movies, your place to talk about the stuff that you love. I'm your host, Mr. Mike Brown. I'm here all the time, and let me frame this a little bit better. There you go. You guys, what a glorious day today is in New York City. It's a balmy 63 degrees outside. The sun is shining. There's white puffy clouds in the sky. It's a beautiful day. I was out and about for a walk yesterday. If you happen to catch me on Facebook, you saw I was walking around Central Park and just doing a live stream and just having a great time. Got to meet up with an old friend of mine, Holly Bunker. She's doing great. We're all getting married, not to each other, but you see, this got weird quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, you guys, life is good with me. I want to know how life is good with you on just a general happy, fun, kind of upbeat tone. Jump down to the comment section below and let me know how your day is going. What excites you? What gets your gears going? Yeah, all that fun stuff. I love the world. Positivity and fun is always something great to talk about. And you guys, I'm flying solo again today. So yeah, so it's just gonna be you and me. Just gonna be you and me, you guys. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about a few different things. There are a few projects, or one particular project that I'm really jazzed to talk about. A few other things that but you know, we'll get into that. Before we do, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. You'll see the subscribe button. What is up with my speech today? You'll see the subscribe button in the top right-hand corner. Go ahead and click on that. And with the more subscribers the channel gets, the more watched content the channel gets. With the more watched content the channel gets, I get to make this my full-time job. So I appreciate your love and support in that regard. If you guys have any questions that you want to send my way, if there's anything that you want me to address on the show, if there's a bit of movie news that you think that I missed, please send me an email at gottalovethemmovies@gmail.com. And as long as your comment is family friendly, we'll put your question and or comment here on the show and address it live. All right, guys, with that down and out of the way, let's jump in and take a little bit of movie news, shall we?
What?
All right, you guys, in our first bit of movie news, you guys, this is the thing that I'm probably the most excited for, but it's also the thing that I'm the most trepidatious about, and that is Muppets Haunted Mansion. I have been a long time supporter of the Muppets. I love the Muppets. I love everything that are the Muppets. And this announcement just kind of dropped out of nowhere. I don't think it was on anybody's radar. We know that there have been multiple permutations of a Haunted Mansion movie, kind of like a reboot or a redux kind of a thing. The Eddie Murphy version, while not great, I contend is not a complete train wreck. I don't think that movie is a complete train wreck. It's not good, but it's borderline like fun. It's fun bad. It's not bad, but it's fun bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of know where I'm going with this. But yeah, like there have been multiple permutations of scripts. I know Guillermo del Toro was attached to write and possibly direct a Haunted Mansion movie at one point in time. That fell through. And let me jump over to the Muppets for a second. One of the things that annoys me the most about Disney being in charge of the Muppets franchise, of the Muppets property, is that Disney does not know how to handle the Muppets. They don't know what to do with the Muppets. For the longest time, I've been saying we need a Muppets Avengers movie. both properties, both IPs are owned by Disney, so it's kind of a slam dunk. It would be easy to do. I don't mean it would be easy. Like every movie is difficult. Every project that you work on takes a lot of time and effort and energy and money to make happen. And I'm not trying to minimize the filmmaking process. What I'm saying is that like this concept to me kind of seems like it would write itself. What is a fun Avengers story that you haven't told yet that is maybe not big enough, or maybe it's too silly to see on the big screen? And let's do a Muppet Avengers version of that. You have Sam the Eagle, who is Captain America, right? Obviously, Kermit the Frog would be Tony Stark, Iron Man. You have most likely Miss Piggy would be Black Widow, if not Captain Marvel. Miss Piggy is Captain Marvel. You guys, come on. There's so many different things, reasons why this would work. Sweetums, most likely the Hulk. I'm sorry, like I could go on and on and on and on. It just seems like this is a slam dunk. It would write itself. I've always wondered why Disney hasn't done anything like that. Furthermore, I've always wondered why are the Muppets so mistreated? Do you remember the Muppets television show that came out shortly after there was the Jason Segel Muppets movie, and then there was Muppets Most Wanted, which that movie did not work at all. That was a terrible movie. That was very, very poor. But then they did the Muppets television show, kind of in the style of like The Office or Parks and Rec, kind of had that feel, that tone to it, and it was really good. It was really good. And they got, 12 or 14 episodes in, and they just canceled the show. And I know why they canceled it. It's because nobody was watching it. And I don't understand that. It was really good. It was really good. It was a great premise. Miss Piggy had her own talk show. Kermit was the executive producer. He was the showrunner on this late night talk show. All the rest of the Muppets were like the cast and the crew behind the talk show. The whole thing worked, and it was good. But nobody watched it, so they canceled it after 14 episodes, something like that. You can watch it all. It's on Disney Plus now. And speaking of Disney Plus, then the Muppets IP just lay dormant for a while. And it was so frustrating to me. Why don't you do something with the Muppets? The Avengers are the hottest thing right now. Let's do Muppet Avengers. Makes sense, to me anyway. But they didn't, obviously. And then they did the new television show on Disney Plus called Muppets Now, which was abysmal. It was so bad. It is so bad. I hope that show gets canceled. If that show gets renewed for a second season, I'll be completely beside myself. Why and how does something like that happen? Totally beside myself. Anyway. Now, just a few days ago, it was announced from this viral video that just popped up out of nowhere. It's Gonzo and Pepe, the King Prawn. Two of my absolute favorite characters. I've always identified very closely with Gonzo because he's a whatever. He's not a human. He's not a duck. He's not a goose. He's not a frog. He's not a pig. He's a whatever. Well, of course, Muppets from Space answered that question, but whatever. Yeah, so you have my two favorite, they left out Rizzo the Rat, so there's my three favorite right there. But my two favorite Muppets right now, Pepe and Gonzo announcing like, hey guys, we're doing a Muppets Haunted Mansion. With the lightning, and of course, like the whole joke is that every single time Gonzo says Muppets Haunted Mansion, the lightning strikes and huge thunderous roars in the background. Pepe tries it, he can't get it to work, and it's a great gag. It's a great joke. The writers of the Muppets, for the most part, I kind of feel like they know what they're doing. But somehow Disney finds a way to neuter this property, and they don't know how to properly treat the Muppets. So my concern here, it's a genuine concern, is that Muppets Haunted Mansion is going to flop just like the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie. First of all, I hope that they give, the writers and creators creative license to go in the direction that the story needs to take it. The Muppets have always been geared towards adults. And Jim Henson has been very, very open about this. He's always been very open about this, saying that the Muppets are for adults, Fraggle Rock is for teenagers, and Sesame Street is for children. That's kind of how it goes. Now, of course, all the properties are for children. We get it. But the type of comedy and the type of situations that the Muppets are and where they go, yes, it's a family style, family friendly comedic property here, right? But just as Pixar is so eloquently able to do, they infuse their storytelling and their humor and their jokes geared for a more adult audience. So this is my concern. I'm afraid that Disney is going to continue to neuter the Muppets and not allow the Muppets to be what the Muppets are, right? And get scared and trepidatious and, oh no, we can't say that. Oh, we can't go into that territory. Oh, let's just keep this very generic. And that's not what the Muppets are. The Muppets are not generic. The Muppets are unique. The Muppets are interesting. The Muppets have something to say about whatever generation that they're currently in. I don't know. I was extremely excited when they announced this. Muppets Haunted Mansion. Ka-cha! I'm just afraid that this is going to it's going to feel like a straight to home video release. That's what I'm afraid of. There's no other way to say it, but what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think of Muppets Haunted Mansion? Ka-cha! Are you excited for it? My hair is doing weird things. Are you excited for it? Are you more like me in that you're scared this is not going to be a more adult property? Do you think Disney is going to end up neutering the Muppets? Do you think this is going to be more of a generic project? Or are you more hopeful in saying that, no, this actually has the potential, this has the possibility to be something really special? Do you think that this is going to be, it's going to be released on Disney Plus. Okay, fine, whatever. But do you have high hopes that this is going to be awesome? What are your thoughts? Jump on down to the comment section below. All right, guys, let's move on to our next. I kind of feel like we've hashed that one out long enough. Next topic we're going to cover today is, we finally have, again, out of nowhere, out of the blue, a brand new trailer for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, dropped. Let There Be Carnage. I don't know where that came from, but it's here, right? Yeah. This looks just like the first one. Stupid, fun, over the top. It doesn't, again, just like the original Venom movie, I don't think this is going to be a good movie, but I do think it's going to be a fun movie. All of just the stupid, the whole turd in the wind, and I will find you and I'll hunt you down and turn you into a piece of flying garbage, like a turd in the wind, or however he says that. It's such a weird thing to say, such a weird line of dialogue in that movie, but that line of dialogue is indicative of what the movie is. So I kind of feel like a very similar thing with this, with Venom, Let There Be Carnage. It looks like it's going to be dumb fun. Again, I don't have high hopes that this is going to be a good movie, but I do think it's going to be a fun movie. We get our first look at Venom. Boom, right there. Looks very faithful to the comics. I like the opening sequence where Eddie Brock is just kind of like hanging out in his apartment, and the Venom tentacles are kind of like coming out of his back, creating this ridiculous sandwich. Just the most gross, disgusting things. And then, of course, he goes down to the corner store, and the store clerk says, "Hi, Eddie. Hi, Venom. Hello, Mrs. Chang." He says hi. That whole thing. It was just dumb, just silly, just, stupid. I think the gags, they're probably going to ramp up the gags a little bit now that they know that this property works. This is, okay. So Venom is the Fast and the Furious of the superhero genre. Not a great story, but it's just over the top, weird, silly, ridiculous kind of fun. That's how I see it anyway. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good, decent trailer. I don't think it was a great trailer. I think that it's enough to kind of give us a sense of what's going on just a little bit. This is not your traditional teaser trailer where it's an announcement trailer, but in announcement trailers, they don't give you any details. They don't show you hardly anything. It's just stuff that you kind of like already knew, right? So with Venom, Let There Be Carnage, I kind of figure like, okay. Anyway, guys, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts about Venom 2? Let There Be Carnage. I think is how I said it before. Anyway, jump on down to the comment section below and tell me your thoughts about this trailer. Do you think it was, maybe you think it was a good trailer? I'm on the fence. Like, I don't think it was a great trailer, but it did its job and to say, hey, the movie's coming out. B, this is kind of the stupid fun that you can expect from it. Oh, and by the way, here's a free look at Carnage for you. Here's your first look at Carnage. And of course, everybody's losing their minds. Yeah. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Jump down to the comment section below. Okay, guys. Next bit of movie news. For the longest time, we know fans have wanted John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to play Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman in the Fantastic Four reboot. The Disney Marvel Studios reboot, right? Well, Emily Blunt very recently did an interview with Howard Stern, and on the Howard Stern show, he asked her very bluntly, see what I did there? About her potential role as, Sue Storm in this. Let's jump into the article here from the Hollywood Reporter. Let's read some of the transcript here. Howard Stern asked if she felt that acting in a Marvel or a DC film was beneath her, to which she cut him off with, "Don't say that," before she explained why that genre is not her cup of tea. She goes on to say, "It's not that it's beneath me. I loved Iron Man, and I wanted to work with Robert Downey Jr." She explained of turning down the role of Black Widow in Iron Man 2. So yeah, for those of you who didn't already know, Emily Blunt was offered the role of Black Widow. Let's go all the way back before Iron Man 2. This is even before Iron Man 2 came out, because that's when Black Widow made her debut appearance, right? So up until that point, comic book movies, they weren't very good. They had, especially the Marvel movies. X-Men was decent. There were a few good Spider-Man movies. There was a bad Spider-Man movie. There had been a few bumps in the road when it comes to the X-Men franchise, right? X-Men Origins Wolverine, I'm looking at you. X-Men 3, that was bad. Spider-Man 3, not so great. You had two Fantastic Four movies, which both flopped. You had Ang Lee's Hulk, which was, no pun intended, an abomination. And then you had the first Iron Man movie, which was surprisingly excellent. For the time, it was surprisingly excellent. Blew everybody away. And then you had the Incredible Hulk. Nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good as the first Iron Man. But it was decent. It was a decent movie. And Robert Downey Jr. had a little cameo in that movie. And so the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, was in its early stages of being developed. And they offer Emily Blunt this role. And she turned it down. She's just not into that genre. Plus, the genre had not been doing very well up until this point, right? In the early 2000s. She goes on to say, it would have been amazing, but I don't know if superheroes are for me. They're not up my alley. I think it's been exhausted. We are inundated. It's not it's not that it's only the movies. It's all the TV shows as well. Blunt continued, and it's not to say that I would never want to play one. It would just have to be something so cool, and then I would be interested. In general, I don't race to see superhero movies. They leave me feeling a bit cold. I can't explain it. I can't get in there. And then, of course, like as this article from The Hollywood Reporter points out, you can watch the interview from the Howard Stern show right there. But yeah, so that kind of when I first read this headline, because we've been hearing a lot of headlines from a lot of celebrities. I'm looking at you, Andrew Garfield, saying, "Oh no, I'm not going to be in this movie," which is fine. You know, like this, if he were in the movie, the studio would expect him to say just that. You get pigeonholed. You need to find a way out. But the way Emily Blunt answers this question, it's not just, "Oh no, I'm not in the movie. I haven't received the phone call yet. I would love to do it." That's not what she says. She kind of goes on the offense a little bit and says, "I just don't like superhero movies. They're not for me. Nothing against them. I know people love them. I know people like them. I know people rush out to see them. I'm just not one of them." So if I was going to play a superhero, it would have to be something so cool. In her words, so cool. Interpretively, the most amazing part ever. Is that to say this 100% is not true? No. It's probably true, but it is not 1,000% true until we get casting confirmation from Marvel, until the trailer comes out, until it goes into production, until the movie comes out. I mean, in improv, there's a saying that like nothing is until you say it is. And right now, we're still waiting on the word of Marvel Studios, right? We're still waiting for Marvel to say who is being cast. You guys, here's the thing. We don't even have a release date for the new Fantastic Four movie. I mean, Marvel's been very open in putting out that number 4 logo thing, right? They've been very open about that. But we still don't have like an actual date for the movie yet. It's not going to be in 2022. It's probably not going to be in 2023. It's most likely going to be in 2024. Most likely. That's 3 years away. That's 3 years away. So I think we can pump our brakes a little bit. They're probably in pre-production on Fantastic Four and kind of getting some kind of a guided outline or whatever. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe Emily Blunt and John Krasinski may end up playing these characters after all. Emily Blunt didn't say never say never. Or she essentially said never say never. But she didn't flat out say, I will never do a comic book movie ever. It's the type of genre that just doesn't interest her. She's just not into it. And if you're not into it, guess what? You're not going to be committed to the project the way that you might be committed to other things that you are interested in. Do you remember Jennifer Lawrence, the performance that she gave from X-Men Dark Phoenix? She didn't want to be there. She got written out of the script. She didn't want to be there. She phoned in her performance, and her costume looked terrible. So why force an actor to be in a movie that they don't want to be in? I don't know. I given her comments today, and I think I highly doubt she's had any coaching or contact with Marvel, but it makes sense that the seeds are being planted now so that we, the fans, can get it into our minds when they cast someone who isn't John Krasinski and who isn't Emily Blunt. Once we finally get that into our minds and our psyche, and we get to normalize that a little bit, then we will accept the new casting. So I think this is a good thing. I would not expect to see Marvel announce, especially Emily Blunt. Now, we do know that John Krasinski has been open in saying that he does want to play a superhero. He has been open about that. So, I mean, maybe John Krasinski is going to play Reed Richards. Who knows? I mean, at this point, it's way too early to make any kind of call about it. But anyway, I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts about Emily Blunt saying, nope, no, I have not been called to be Sue Storm. I've not been approached about it. I don't want to do it. She actually never, let me be clear, she actually never said she doesn't want to do it. She just said that the superhero genre is played out, we're inundated, which I disagree with those remarks. But, I mean, that's her opinion. She just feels like it's played out. We're inundated with so many superhero movies. She's over it. She made it very clear. She's over it. But who knows? If the right part came along, who knows? But what are your thoughts? Do you think that Emily Blunt is going to end up playing Sue Storm after all? Do you think this is a huge misdirect? Do you think that she maybe has been approached by Disney and Marvel? Do you think this is a great big huge switcheroo here? I want to hear what your thoughts are. Jump on down to the comment section below. Okay, guys, we have one more bit of, this is not movie news per se. I've been receiving a lot of comments lately on specifically my Zack Snyder's Justice League videos. Anything related to or regarding Zack Snyder's Justice League, I've been getting a lot of comments from you guys about when is the Blu-ray coming out? This movie's been mishandled. This movie's been mistreated. And there are a lot of websites out there, kind of putting this out there. When is it coming out on Blu-ray? When are we going to have like a physical release? All this stuff. So I want to address this for a second. There's kind of two parts to this. One, there's why I think Warner Brothers is not announcing a US Blu-ray release just yet. And then there is the response to that in why I think they should. They should have done it long ago. So let me address the first part first. Why is Warner Brothers not putting out let me collect my thoughts. Sorry, I should have had this already figured out. Okay. So why is Warner Brothers dragging its feet on the United States release, Blu-ray release of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Well, it's kind of simple. They want people to sign up for HBO Max. That's it. HBO Max is readily available in the United States. It is not readily available in many other countries around the world. Australia, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, various Asian countries. So it stands to reason that those are the countries that are getting a Blu-ray release. You know, if you want to watch, if you're living in the UK and you want to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, you have to have a subscription to Sky Cinema. Not just that, but you also have to, it's not on demand. It's just playing when it plays. So if the movie is playing on Wednesday at 9 o'clock at night, well, now you have to prioritize. It's a 4-hour movie. It starts at 9 o'clock at night. Now I have to be up until 1 o'clock in the morning just so I can watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. Or, you know, whatever. Maybe it's playing like on rotation, but you can only catch it once every 4 hours. And if you're not available once every 4 hours, then, I mean, you have to create your schedule around the movie times that it's playing. Because they're not going to change the movie times just for you. It's not on demand. Like it normally would be in other places, like on HBO Max. It is on demand on HBO Max. You can watch it whenever you want. So why has Warner Brothers not made Zack Snyder's Justice League available for pre-order or sale yet in the United States? Because they want people to sign up for HBO Max. It's simple. Black and white, plain as day, there it is. Additionally, there is... Sorry, I'm formulating a thought right now as I speak. I have this thought like right on the tip of my brain, and it's directly correlated. I'm losing it, you guys. Anyway, apologies for that. But let's go back and address why. Like, what? I feel like this is incredibly unfair to the fans. Warner Brothers invested $70 million to make this thing happen. $70 million. If this was going to be like a small-time director's cut release, like, people don't spend $70 million on a director's cut version. It doesn't happen. But it happened here. It happened with Zack Snyder's Justice League. So it's Warner Brothers has grossly mishandled this situation. They invested all this time, all this money, all this effort to make this thing happen. And it wasn't easy. Yet, they put it out on HBO Max because they want people to sign up for HBO Max. It's available for Blu-ray sales around the world. It's not available for pre-sale in the United States. Oh, here's the point that I wanted to make earlier. They want to keep, I believe, the HBO Max and especially Warner Brothers, they want to keep this on the down low. They don't want to create all this attention for a Blu-ray sale and say, hey, this is another reason why it's not available in the United States just yet. It probably will be. It probably will be. There's a lot of rumors and whispers saying that it'll come out on the 25th of May of this month, 2021. But if they make a big deal about it and say, hey, now you can get Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray, guess what? For the people who are going to sign up for HBO Max just for the Zack Snyder Justice League film, well, now they're going to lose out on those subscriptions because people are going to spend their money on the Blu-ray, which they're not going to get anywhere near as big of a cut of sales as they would with a monthly subscription or however long the subscription lasts. They're going to lose out on that money, which is the whole purpose of HBO Max. So that's why, I mean, I have no concrete evidence. I'm just saying, like, that just stands to reason. That's why the Blu-ray is not being released in the United States just yet. But here's why. Let me go back to this previous point that I started building up. Warner Brothers is grossly mishandling this whole thing. If the whole reason to create Zack Snyder's Justice League was to appease the fans, I mean, it wasn't just to appease the fans. Let's be clear on that point. They did not invest $70 million to appease the fans. They did it because they saw value in making money. This is show business. They need to make money. They're in the business of making money. And that's how they do it. And they felt here, with appeasing the fans, it would be a risk, yes, but a risk worth taking because they felt that they could get that investment back. It stands to reason, to me anyway, that they're not going to get that investment back and that they're holding out on the Blu-ray release in the United States, at least anyway. Now, they're doing Blu-ray releases around the world because HBO Max is not available in some of those countries just yet. They have plans that it will be available, but it's not available just yet. So I understand why they're doing that. But it's also kind of a sucker punch in the gut to the fans here in the United States, many of who helped to make this thing possible. A lot of us want the Steelbook. I mean, I throw myself into the ring because I was a fan of the movie. I'm not going to go out and buy the Steelbook, but like a lot of people do want the Steelbook. A lot of people want the additional special features that they're going to get on the Blu-ray as opposed to on HBO Max. So, to me, there's a common sensibility that doesn't add up for me. Why would you invest $70 million to make this thing happen? But then you're also going to cut yourself off of the knees and say, well, you can only get it on HBO Max. If you live in the United States, you can only get it here. I understand that's where they want people to get it from. And I understand the concept of, well, we're going to have to release it on Blu-ray in the United States. But I don't really know why they're keeping it on the quiet, while they're keeping it on the down low. Some of these websites are saying, so like right here on this one from from Backlot Magazine, they're saying that they have intel that it's going to be coming out in the United States on May 24th. Over here on the Digital Bits, they're saying they have intel that it's going to be coming out on May 25th in the United States. Over here on MovieWeb, this is an older article. Yeah, okay. So this is saying late May 2021 over on MovieWeb. But, you know, we have general ideas, general dates, May 25th, May 26th, May 24th, somewhere through there, that it's going to be available for sale or even pre-sale. We don't exactly know yet. So, and some websites are saying June. Some websites are saying June. So, some places are saying that they're going to compress an entire 4-hour movie as a 4K disc on one disc. Some are saying it's going to be broken up, first half, second half, because that much information on one disc is a super compression. That is a super compression. However it's being released, we kind of know it is going to be released at some point in the United States. When is the big question, and why Warner Brothers is keeping it in the dark? It just seems like a kick in the face to the fans, because the fans were the ones that made this happen. Let's be honest. The fans were the one that made this happen. The fans were the ones that convinced Warner Brothers that we will, like, shut up and take my money. If you build it, they will come. And that's what happened. For the most part, that's what happened. So, again, like, I just feel like I'm doing a round robin at this point. Yes, it's going to come out on Blu-ray, 4K, DVD at some point with special features. When? We don't exactly know, because Warner Brothers won't say. And I've reached out to Warner Brothers multiple times through Twitter, and nothing. They won't respond to any of my tweets. Not that it's like, not that Gotta Love Them Movies is that big of like a news outlet. In fact, to call ourselves a news outlet is that's preposterous. This is a commentary show. This is a group community where we get together and talk about the stuff that we love. So anyway, you guys, those are just my thoughts. I wanted to address it. So many of you guys have been kind of like reaching out and commenting on videos. Why is this not coming out? Why has it come out? Why hasn't it not come out yet? It's out for pre-order in the UK, in Australia, in Canada. Why is it not available in the United States? So those are just my thoughts. That's why Warner Brothers is dragging their heels, but they're grossly mistreating the people that made this happen. Because I'm going to include myself in this, even though I was not a part of the hashtag Make the Snyder Cut movement. I really enjoyed the movie. At the end of it, like, I was not for it going in. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll check this out. And it was leaps and bounds better than the original. Leaps and bounds better. I really enjoyed it, and I would be on board with the Snyderverse at this point. I want to see Justice League 2 and 3. I would very much like to see that. It's not going to happen anyway. But yeah, my question to you guys is, like, what are your thoughts about this? Do you have any extra intel or any extra information that is not available to me at this time? Do you have hard confirmed dates as to when this movie is going to be released on Blu-ray, on DVD, on 4K in the United States? Do you know, do you have any further evidence as to why Warner Brothers is mistreating this situation and just trying to keep it quiet and move on? I kind of feel like this is, they invested $70 million into this thing, and I get it. They want to get that revenue back through HBO Max, but I feel like there's other avenues to make that happen as well. What are your thoughts? Jump on down to the comment section below and tell me what I'm missing. Anyway, guys, all right, it is now time to jump in and take your live comments. And spoiler alert, we only have one live comment for the day, so I think this is going to be an extremely short segment.
It's alive! It's alive!
All right, you guys, like I said, we have one comment, and the comment comes from TS, and TS says, "Hi." Well, hello, TS. Thank you so much for joining us. If anybody out there in the YouTube lands is watching the show live, jump on in. This is a live, open discussion about everything that we've talked about, maybe about stuff that we haven't talked about yet. If you're around, jump into the comments section below and let us know that you're here, and let us know what you want to talk about. And here, for now, TS is just purely saying hi. Well, hello, TS. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for being part of the discussion. And thanks for being part of the community. I don't know how much of the show you watched. I don't know if you came in early, if you came in late, but just the same, thanks for dropping by, because this is the thing. This is a community. That's what Gotta Love Them Movies is. We're trying to build a community here of online film fans that can come together and just celebrate the movies, celebrate the things that we love. Let's talk about fan theories. What do you think this is going to work? Do you think that's going to work? How do you think this is going to go? Do you think Emily Blunt is going to be cast as Sue Storm? Do you not do you believe her comments? Do you not believe her comments? Like, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, like, so every little bit helps. Every little bit of anybody coming to the show and offering their thoughts and comments, I think is purely wonderful. I think it's joyous. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for being here, bringing a little bit of light and sunshine into our days today, TS. So I think that's about it, you guys. It doesn't look like we're going to end on a long stream of your comments and questions, but just the same, if you're watching this on playback, thanks for watching the entire video. If you're watching any of the smaller chopped up chunks of video, thanks for watching that as well. You guys, that is going to do it for the show today. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that, my friends, is exactly what the Muppets would want you to do. You guys, I'm your host, Mike Brown. I'm here all the time. And yes, we do the live show every Wednesday. If you guys have anything on your minds that you want me to address specifically, just send me an email at gottalovethemmovies@gmail.com. And as long as it's a family-friendly comment or question, we'll make your comment or question like a main topic here on the show. All right, guys. That's not what I meant to click on. We live in a weird, crazy world where everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, and sometimes those thoughts and opinions clash. So if you have an opportunity to infuse just a little bit of kindness into the world, if you have an opportunity to speak kind words to each other, please, I implore you, take those opportunities. As always, in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other. I will see you guys next week.